Hello, I'm David DAMBOISE, Series Director for the CDRA Motorsports Drop SUPERTRUCK Series, and this is a track preview for the Charlotte Motor Speedway Roval, the 6th race of our season, and the first road course event in CDRA history. Opened in 1960, Charlotte Motor Speedway sits in the hotbed of NASCAR racing. Viewed as NASCAR's home track, Charlotte plays host to 2 NASCAR points weekends a year, with one on the 1.5-mile quad oval and one on the 2.28-mile infield road course, which is what we will be tackling in CDRA this week. Charlotte's road course does have a history of being used before stock cars. It was used by IMSA in the 1980s, and the American Le Mans Series went to the track in 2000 as well. It was renovated in 2017 and became the only road course in the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs a year later. The backstretch chicane was reprofiled a year ago to create another passing zone, and it has worked as intended, creating a point where drivers go all the way down from 4th gear to 1st gear on entry. Our lap this week is from Brandon Ward, who shows us the best way to get around this challenging road course in Charlotte. Let's take a look. Okay, Brandon Ward here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway Roval, and this is a very, very difficult road course to have as our first one, but it's how it shook out. Going into turn number 1, heartburn turn. It's the turn into the infield. That's about 2nd gear, and then you're going to want to be careful on exit. Truck really struggles to put the power down, even with the giant spoiler on the back of it. 2 right-handers here after the left-hander. 2nd gear, you're not going to want to mess much with the gearing. On the exit, drift it past the blue line there, and then watch for these curbs. The last thing you want to do is hit these curbs. That would upset the balance of the truck. You're in trouble. This right here is kind of deceiving. You actually really need to be careful with the throttle output. And now as you come back onto the oval portion of the racetrack, you want to cut this line and then watch it. Now this is pretty fairly pedestrian. You could think about what you're doing. You can maybe check your tires, check your relative, think about your fuel strategy, and maybe wonder if the pit stop is coming anytime now or the caution. Now down 3rd, 2nd, 1st. I said that early so that you could hear the wheel hop there. Wheel hop's very important getting down to 1st gear. Get those curbs, come back out here, and now you're thinking, all right, start finish line. I'm good to go. No, you aren't. You're going to want to be careful because here comes the final chicane of this road course. On the brakes right at that white line. And there you go, through these curbs. And that is a lap of the Charlotte Motor Speedway Roval. Whew. This is our first road course event of the season, and thus it's time to go over our road course rules. If you've participated in the Court National Cup Series, you should be fairly familiar with them, as they're very similar. There will be no incident limit for these events, nor will there be tire rules. But like our Super Speedway events, we will be limiting the fuel the trucks will carry. But instead of 70% like at Daytona and Talladega, it'll be only 50%. To also keep the racing close, there will be a random caution independently thrown at some point in the event. Nobody will know when it comes out. Only the person throwing it. I don't even know it. Next week, we head to the home of bluegrass and thoroughbreds, Kentucky, and the Kentucky Speedway. See you then.